I'm actually doing a request today. It's my very first request, so I'm kind of excited. I'll just talk about some of the products that I use and kind of how I like to use bronzer. It's definitely a part of makeup that I really enjoy, so let's kind of get started. Two products that I really like, e.l.f. Studio bronzers. These are really good. The first one I guess I'll talk about is the contouring blush and bronzer powder. You can get this at Target. First of all, it comes with this huge mirror, which is great, but then it comes with the blush and bronzer. And as you can see, I really like this bronzer. I use like all of it, and I mostly used this last summer, and because it's so dark, very dark, I guess I can try to swatch it if you can kind of see, kind of compare. Swatch it on my skin. It's right there. It's a pretty dark bronzer, and I'm sure fair skin girls, you know, can use it to contour and stuff like that. But for me, it's perfect as an overall skin finish, and that's what I used it for last summer. I just took a powder brush, big fluffy one like this, or one that's a little less fluffy, dug it in there. That's my dog, sorry. Dug it in there. Yeah, so just use a big fluffy brush like this, or one not so fluffy, dig it in there, and I literally used it to all over my face. I don't wear liquid foundation in the summer, so I didn't really use it to set my foundation, but I just kind of used it like a skin finish, and I loved it. As you can see, it's very matte. It doesn't have like huge shimmery glitter all in it, which makes it good for all over the face. Some other bronzers, especially ones I'm going to be talking about, you can't really get away with using that all over your face, or you're going to look like a disco ball. But yeah, that one, perfect for all over, especially if you have a skin tone similar to mine. The second e.l.f. Studio bronzer, this one is the golden bronzer. Love this one. This comes with 4 different bronze colors, 2 very light kind of highlighty colors, and then 2 bronze colors. And when I first got this, I was just like, I don't think I can use this. I just didn't know how to use it. I tried using it by mixing all 4 of the colors together, and that didn't work on my skin. Yeah, and then this one right here, which works as really great as an eyeshadow, by the way. I was just like, it's way too shimmery. There's no way. Here's that one. I'll swatch that. It's that one right here. When I first got it, I was like, it's just way too shimmery. Who can pull this off? But that is definitely one of my favorites, and I used it to kind of get that Kim Kardashian glow. This is probably my favorite one out of this kind of bronzer quad. And what I use to apply it is the e.l.f. blush brush and the e.l.f. Studio blush brush. I love this one because it's tapered, and I just lightly dust a little bit onto it, and I use it right here very lightly. I'm like barely touching my skin, and I just use it to kind of highlight my skin, or highlight here. And it's so subtle, I don't even know if the camera's going to pick it up. Very subtle. Again, I just barely tap it in there. Good amount comes on, and I just lightly dust it on, and it is a really good highlight color. Gorgeous. This color right here is just a really good overall bronzer, just like that standard golden bronze color. And that one's there right there. That one I really like to use kind of all over as well. For that, I use a big old fluffy brush like this, dig into it, I just sweep it on my forehead and down the center of my face. It gives you that golden sun-kissed kind of look, and it's so subtle. But this golden bronzer, definitely a good buy for $3. Now another one that I really like is Covergirl Queen Collection, and this is just the mineral bronzers, and this is in brown bronze. I really like this one. When I first got this one, I wanted a shimmery bronzer. I wanted something for summer. Yeah, so when I got it, I was so disappointed because it is not a shimmer bronzer at all. it's not going to give you that glow that you're looking for it because it's a matte bronzer. If you look at it, you can kind of see tiny little flecks in it that looks like it might make it shimmer, but it's not. Like I said, this I use for contouring. If you look at it, it almost looks lighter than my skin, like you wouldn't be able to use it to contour, but I really like it because it gives me that very subtle contour look, like it's not obvious. And I love my Essence Beauty brush for this. I use both ends. This is the blush and powder brush, and this is perfect for this. I use the angled end and I just kind of swirl it around and I use it to contour. It's so subtle. I do it here and then I bring it and I contour my forehead a little bit. I don't know if you all are going to be able to see. It's so subtle, which is what I really like about it. It's not, you know, a huge dark brown line right there. So it blends out really easy, and having that angled brush makes it really easy. And then this end I use to contour my nose. Don't get me wrong, I like my nose. I'm not trying to make it look more like anything, but I really like the look of a contour nose. It just makes you look more symmetrical, I would say. And let me show you how I do it. Like I said, I take this end of the brush, kind of swirl it around, picks up a good amount, and I just very lightly go from here, my eyebrow, down the bridge of my nose, under my nose, and then kind of back. And because this is so close to my skin tone and not very shimmery at all, it's very matte. Let me get in close so you can see. Swirl it in. I got a good amount on here. And I just go up the bridge of my nose, very close to the very bridge, and then go right here under my nose. And I also kind of bring it on the sides. And again, it just makes it look more perfectly symmetrical. It doesn't really do anything to like change the shape, but I really like to do it like that. And I really hope it picks up for you guys to see. Alright, 2 more products that are just really, really good, and I might mention a third. This one here is the Black Radiance Artisan Color, one of their newer products, Baked Bronzer. This is what it looks like, very swirly, pretty. This one is called Ginger Snap. Very reddish and pretty. And I really like this one too, just as an overall bronzer. Again, I use a big old fluffy brush like this. I think it's best to kind of use fluffier brushes like this, because they don't pick up too much and they lightly put it down. So for this, I would just kind of, I would probably swirl around more, but I already have on plenty, and then just kind of very lightly sweep. And you can just sweep it all over because this doesn't pick up too much. It picks up the perfect amount. So just kind of swirl it in all over. And I don't know if the camera, but it just makes your skin glow. Last but not least, I was so disappointed in this. I went to Walmart and I picked up the Hard Candy Baked Bronzers. If you've ever seen them, they look just like MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish Bronzers. They look just like them. They're baked, really, really pretty. They come in so many different shades and they just look like a really good skin finish. And they are. But they break. They just break. Even if when you're in the store, some of them are just broken already. So it broke. And I loved it so much, and I still do, but it broke. Anyway, here is the little a little jar. I got these 2 for $1 at Walmart, but let me show you it. And I can't even remember the name. Isn't that unfortunate? But here it is. Wah, wah. It's such a good bronzer though that I had to still mention it. And I use it for all over because it is quite matte and it's like a skin finish. And it's perfect. I again use it with my big old fluffy brush, my big old fluffy powder brush. This is Essence of Beauty. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. There's plenty on the top. So all I do is just dip it in there, lightly sweep it. Always start, you know, on the top of your cheekbone where you're trying to highlight. I just sweep it there, and then I just sweep all over the rest of my face. Yeah, so if you all have any questions about anything that I mentioned or its techniques, please let me know. And until my next video, bye.